Alright, so I had a nice clean shave, a good dinner with Tony Romo's ribs and Casey Masterpiece, and of course some ice cold Coke, right after I got home. Did all this stuff around the house, so now it's time to bring you my episode, my reaction to the Terry Labonte installment of Promised Land on ABC, which sadly is the last ABC airing. And, and then since, they're going to move it to Hulu to finish out the season, hopefully they'll put it back on ABC if they get a season 2. So we got to keep our hopes up, keep our hopes up, have our fingers remain crossed and hope for the best. So therefore, that was a good episode last night. What did we have? Well, first of all, I just want to say before we get into what we had and what we saw, normally I don't really do much streaming unless I'm bored out of my mind and there's nothing on TV or there's really nothing to do around the house or, if the weather's crummy or all of the above. But since, I want to stay consistent with the series, and this first season alone, and, not let the cast members down, I've become great friends with them on social media, and some of their family and members and their friends. I want to, this will be an exception. I want to finish the season, and, moving from my Monday night fix to my Tuesday night fix. So, if there's a Tuesday night Spurs game and I don't feel like watching it, so be the fuck it, But anyway, I don't even have to watch it live. The sad part is, the only downside is I won't be able to live tweet it anymore, which has been a lot of fun with the cast. But anyway, what did we see? We saw Junior sticking up for himself, mainly sticking up for his mom, who a kid in school called a whore, so he did the right thing, sticking up for himself and his family by knocking the guy out and clocking him like Bob Barker. And then we had, the priest, Billy, played by my main man, Yoel Vasquez from SEAL Team, who was that Mexican bad guy named Doza back in the day. Even though I really didn't pay close attention to, I knew he was in there and I seen him, but I didn't pay close attention to what he looked like at the time. But now he's on the show with the Big Real. I know exactly what he looks like. We had, Billy and Joe clocking each other like Bob Barker, and then, reminding Joe, you hit me once, that's a free hit, knowing, I'm not going to do anything, but if you ever do it again and beyond, guess what? I'm going to hit back. So, Joe took a swing, and of course, Billy wasn't fucking around. He did hit him back. He did do that. And I knew it was coming. And the fact that, they went to the park to see, Junior, and they thought Junior did something bad. Again, but, they thought he was getting high again, but then he just went to the park to get away and gather his thoughts, and, it was something better than we thought. And Billy and Joe took him home, and so therefore, Maybe Billy has changed. Maybe he has changed, considering, what if he really wasn't a priest? I don't know. I don't blame Joe for not wanting to trust him in the beginning, But that cliffhanger ending, poor Antonio, considering that his dead grandfather was that even a real skeleton? If not, they did a good job, having a fake skeleton look so real. Like, I can't believe we have to go to Hulu to find out what happens next after that ABC finale cliffhanger. Like, wow. Here's when you thought we got a happy ending with, Billy reuniting with the family and Margaret having approving of it. Then we get hit in the gut with that. That was like a sucker punch and a half, Considering that we got a happy ending and it got faked out to an actual cliffhanger ending as a actual ending in general. Young Letty was in love. It was beautiful to see. And, considering that, one of the guys in the younger scenes thought that young Margaret liked older men. So that older man who was saying that was rubbing her legs, which sounded like something I would do if I saw a girl wearing shorts in the summertime, and I saw a whole thigh. I only could do it to my Margaret now because I can't do it to any other girl now. Not that I'm taken and I'm fully committed to Margaret, my Margaret, not the Margaret on the show, but young Margaret was getting her legs rubbed and she got pissed, like, get off of me, and she was not holding back, and Jerry Springer broke out. I never seen Carrie Meadows get mad like that, and ever since, she played Gwenny on Alexa and Katie, and when I watched the early Alexa and Katie episodes for Paris Burrell, and to the point where they made Gwenny, they made Carrie, be an asshole, to the point where, she had to play a mean girl named like Gwenny, who they made nicer later in the series, but, angry Carrie and, Carrie, angry Carrie and like mean Carrie, I think is like probably the cutest version of Carrie Meadows that I can ever think of, because she seems like an innocent young lady, and I've never once heard her cuss before, whether it's in real life or in any of the shows that she was in that allow some kind of cussing, whether it's mild cussing or heavy full-on cussing. But there's cussing in Promised Land, but not once have I heard young Margaret let a cuss bomb drop. But of course, we have the regular Margaret dropping 2 bombs. She dropped the B word last week, and now she dropped the D word this week. Bellamy Young, one hell of a hot mama. I can tell you that right now. How did Pedro get so lucky? The same way I got lucky with my Margaret. Wow. And Letty and Joe seemed cool again after that hella ending. I thought they were going to get divorced, considering that, Joe caught her roaming around with, Billy, and, he didn't like that. But, they got, they were talking again and in love again, like none of that ever happened, which I thought was cool. And Veronica, Antonio, and, Junior was all there. They were fucking around with the wine and, speeding on the golf cart like it was the Daytona 500 at the Daytona International Speedway towards the end. And Mateo and Daniela are pimping it up like Richard Dawson, kind of like how me and my Margaret are doing in real life. And, one of the best parts about, the episode, let alone the series as a whole, the adorable Maria Molino as Carmen Sandoval. Me encanta Maria Molino. If it's not Margaret Honeycroft, I'm fanboying over, or Bellamy Young and Carrie Meadows, it's Carmen Sandoval, Maria Molino. She's just a beautiful soul. She, part of the reason why I love her so much, because last week for my birthday episode, when it was my birthday, she had me on the verge of tears, wishing me happy birthday numerous times before and during the episode, before my real birthday had a chance to be there. I'm totally hoping, I know my birthday's over, but a belated birthday follow from Mariel, both on Instagram and Twitter, and maybe even TikTok, would make me the happiest guy on earth. And she's basically this close to earning a spot in my list of ultimate favorite actresses, because she's just as sweet and a darling as in real life as she is on the show as Carmen. Veronica's only a favorite, because of the fact that I just think Christina Joe is kind of cute too, and she seems like a sweetheart in real life. But, it was a good episode all around, But the part that broke my heart the most was, young Joe and, his father having a confrontation. Anytime I see a father-son confrontation like that, or a mother-daughter confrontation like we saw in The Big Leap with, Brittany and what was the Lovewell mother's name? Missy Piles, Mama Lovewell. I'll just go by Mama Lovewell, because I haven't been thinking about The Big Leap for a while. But when Brittany and her mom had that confrontational scene, that kind of broke my heart. Not just because Anna Grace Barlow is one of my ultimate favorite actresses. Well, mainly because of it, not because of it, but because of the fact that when there's, a child and a parent of the same gender are having a confrontation, it just breaks my heart knowing that, what if I did that if me and my dad did that, and, he was the one getting hurt I was the angry one, and, he was the innocent one, getting his feelings hurt. Even after the confrontation, if that were me in that situation, like Brittany's situation in The Big Leap, and, young Joe's situation in the last night on Promised Land, if that were me, even after, my conversation with my dad was over, if we were in this scenario and we went our separate ways, he probably would be, it may seem like it would hurt him a lot, during the confrontation, but in the aftermath, it probably would hurt me more than it would hurt my dad, because considering I don't see him every day anymore due to, circumstances I will not get into to the public on the internet, but because, considering that, I miss seeing him every day. It's like, whenever I do see him, I cherish every moment I have with them, Whenever we take pictures, I never want to leave his side. I always want my hand on him, my arm around him, so, when we took my sister's wedding picture with me, my dad, my mom, her, and my sister's husband, I stood behind my dad, but I didn't just do that. I had my hand on him, because, and considering the fact that I got assigned to my mom's table at my sister's wedding reception, the thing is, like, even after all the important stuff was over, all the fun began, I wanted to sit at my dad's table, considering, that was my opportunity to spend time with them. But he made up this lame-ass excuse saying there wasn't enough room. And that's what makes my mom upset, because considering that if the tables were turned, she wouldn't have told me that. The part that makes, my mom angry and what hurts my feelings is the fact that, whenever I want to, like, spend some time with my dad that is not really mandatory, but is like, you love your dad, he'll come up with this. This is before, this is in the past he would do this. In the past, he would just come up with random excuses to make it seem legitimate, to the point where, he didn't want to make time for me. But then as soon as I opened up to him about the stuff I missed, since, him and I don't see each other every day anymore, I think he's starting to realize how much I missed. He's finally starting to realize how much I miss him, and it's starting to make doing stuff with me more consistent, which makes me very, very happy. Whenever I get off the phone with him and when we make plans, I usually run out of this bedroom and go downstairs to tell my mom and my grandmother, hey, my dad just called, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. And speaking of which, see this head of hair? It's all coming off this Saturday when my dad and I are getting a haircut. I know I'm making this an Ed Oliveris kind of video, and I don't want to make this all about him, considering that, all these, like, parent-sibling confrontations remind me of, like, how, my relationship with my dad. But anyway, still, that kind of broke my heart. I can never imagine a parent, getting heckled or, like, getting, railed by their own child, considering that, in the show that hurts the child, it hurts the parent more than it hurts the child. But in real life, if it happened to me, it would hurt me more than it hurt my dad. You know what I'm saying? But as an example, but I hope that in the next episode, until we get to the season finale, episode 10, that in the younger scenes, that young Joe and his dad can actually work it out. They can just talk it out, fix things and be cool again, like nothing ever happened. While I will miss it being my regular Monday night fix as my big leap replacement for the second half, I look forward to moving my Latino adventures, teaching everybody how I love to sing and dance to Ricky Martin and live in La Vida Loca. So on Tuesday nights, or simply anytime I want, as long as it's during the week it airs, because, but if I'm unable to catch, chronologically catch up, follow along to, like, the exact end of end of season, I can always do the summer months, catch, do all the photo stills of every character, but, like, from different episodes, so we can fit it into one post, and not, like, do multiple posts of every single character from every episode, each of the different episodes. That would be too much. So I look forward to doing this Tuesday night fix on Hulu to finish up the season. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we spread the good word, we get season 2. And as my grandmother said, you just gotta pray on it. So tomorrow, we move on to that 200th episode of The Goldbergs, and, Erica and Jeff getting married, and the continuation of season 9, and the return of A Million Little Things season 4. So have a good night tonight, and a better day tomorrow. And this is the first time I get to say this twice in 2 days in 2 videos. Life will give you a lot of lows, but when you hit a high, enjoy it. It ain't for the weak. Goddamn, be you. Excuse me. You have to try harder to do less. So take care, everyone. Good night. And to the folks of Promised Land, I will see you all on Tuesdays on Hulu starting next week. Vamos!